Welcome to yoga. It's Teresa, your yin person, one of your yin people, I guess I should say. Tonight I brought examples, well, they were already here because I've been using them before, but just to give you an idea of things you can use at home for a block. This is our standard block in studio. This is a medical advisory dictionary that you can tell is very similar in size, a little bigger in some ways. And then another size of block as well. So just so you know, there are other options. The cork blocks that are available for sale, Nicole really loves the set that she has because they're very firm and they're just slightly bigger than these are standard. So you will need one block, at least one blanket, and I guess we will not be using the strap tonight. You can use the strap though, I'll give it as an option just in case. So 1 or 2 blankets, and then I just have the bolster to sit on whenever we begin. So if you have a bolster to sit on, you can do that as well. But we're gonna really start and really use the blankets probably more than anything. So if you think anytime I'm using a bolster, you can use a blanket to do the same thing. Same thing with a block. The blankets are so versatile. You can fold them up and use them basically as the same way you would use a block. So I'll give you just a second to collect things if you need to. Slide my examples off screen. And then once you've found your items and you decide to get ready to settle in, go ahead and either sit on your blanket or your bolster and just begin to find your space. I'm solo, I think, right now, so I need to just double check the class attendance. My friend should be helping in just a moment. Okay, looks like I have you guys all here. If I hop up in the middle, it's because the screen flashed and I have to let someone in. And I'll walk you through that. So welcome. Thank you for coming to yoga. Namaste. All right, it's a beautiful sunny day. If you would close your eyes, begin to breathe more deeply. And as you begin to come to stillness, just that gentle, calm, breathing in my own space feeling. Begin to find that gentle release as you begin to settle in. Begin to find that comfort. And I'm seated up so that my hips are a little above my knees. That is something I would prefer that you do for our first pose that we'll begin with. So blankets or bolsters are seated underneath you. Your knees are just underneath your hips, lifted just slightly. As you begin to breathe into your belly, noticing each inhale. Notice each exhale individually, letting go, pressing out, and breathing out. Allowing each inhale to fill your lungs completely, starting at the base of your collarbones and filling your belly with breath. Each exhale starts at your belly as you press the air out, letting it leave. And again, your eyes are closed or you just have a soft gaze to the floor. Maybe your gaze is out in front of your mat, whatever feels good to you. Notice how just by breathing, you begin to feel more calm, more grounded. And notice with each inhale, your breath gets just a little longer. Exhale is releasing. Now that you've had a moment to focus on you, allow your mind to begin to gently clear. Give yourself permission to just be. Permission to be in this space, in your little nest that you've created. Each breath long and full. And each exhale, letting go, releasing, breathing out. If you'd like to set an intent for your practice today, right now is a perfect time. You've settled into your space, your breath is full. You're beginning to feel that release and that relaxation. And as you set your intent, say it to yourself as if it were already true. I am breathing and sitting tall in yoga today. I am healthy and aware. Just examples. And then when you feel ready, we'll open our eyes, just take a minute, wiggle into your shoulders. We're going to start with shoelaces. So the right shin is parallel with the top of your mat. And just kind of lay that right knee on the ground. And then it comes to center. Your left leg wraps over so that both shins come forward. Your knees are stacked one over the other, and your hips are lifted either on blanket or on bolster. And as you sit, we'll breathe into this. Allow yourself to sit tall. Your hands can just release comfortably to your lap. You can let your hands fall to your sides. Focus on your hips and breathe into your body. It's okay to close your eyes. It's okay to have a soft gaze or your eyes wide open. Allow your internal focus to be fully on breath. With your next exhale, we'll unwrap. Take a moment, move your knees, rotate your ankles. And then when you're ready, we'll come to the opposite side. Left knee centers, left shin moves forward, and then you cross over. Again, your hips are lifted just gently by the bolster. And I'm at the edge of the bolster, so it's like I'm on the edge of my seat, but I still have that gentle lift. Hands can come to your lap once more, or they can come to your sides. Focus on your hips and breathe into your body. Shoelaces are just a 1 minute hold on each side. But sometimes that minute can really make your hip and your knee make you aware of them being there. So just make sure that as you breathe into this, you found that comfort, that peaceful place. And then as you exhale, we'll unwrap. Taking that moment once more, lengthen the legs, move the knees, move the ankles, making sure everything is comfortable. For your next pose, we're going to come off the bolster. So just go ahead and set your blankets or your bolster aside. If you have a blanket that you're using, let's go ahead and place it underneath our ankles. So I've been a big fan of this long strip fold, which is a blanket. I apologize if you've seen me do this in more than one class today. Thank you for coming to more than one class today. So it's that wide, and these are about a twin size or a lap size blanket. And then you fold it into that long half, then you fold it into fourths. So it ends up being this long strip of awesomeness that cushions you every place you need it. So with my long strip of blanket, I'm placing my ankles on it, letting my knees come wide, my knees come in here and find that comfortable space. We're not wide yet. Coming into butterfly. So nice deep inhale here. Engage your core. Take a minute, move your thighs out of the way, that junk out of the trunk. As you engage your core, hinge from your hips and begin to find that first edge, that first speed bump where your body says, hey, wait a minute. And allow yourself to breathe into it as we begin to ease into our forward fold. Now, I can't see you guys today. My old laptop died. So I am hoping that you're listening whenever I say you don't have to go to the fullest extension right away. Take a moment to find that place where your body pauses you and breathe into it before you go that next level down. And as you breathe into each little movement, just noticing not only your ankles and your low back, but what's happening with your knees, your inner thighs, even with your neck and shoulders, making sure things stay comfortable. As you breathe into this, go ahead and ease forward as far as it feels good. Just noticing and breathing. Take a few breaths at each little speed bump before you go further. Notice what your body is saying to you. And if it's saying, hey, brother, slow down, listen, please. Noticing the anchor of your tailbone, the heaviness of your thighs and your hips. Allowing each breath to settle you further. And as you bring your internal thoughts back to the breath as a meditation, notice each fill of your lungs as if it were individual, and each empty of your lungs as if it were individual. Your breath becomes the meditation focus. And as you let your body kind of take that tour, noticing what's happening, noticing what's helping, at any point, if you want to go a little further, that's absolutely fine. Also, if at any point you find you need to come up more, please do. Listen to your body. You are in your comfortable space. Each breath you take fills your lungs with health and life. Each exhale releases things you need to let go. Our hips hold so much emotion, money stress, relationship stress, all in those hips. You may think it's between your shoulders, but it's actually in your hips. Allow those hips to open. Allow your body to settle and release. Notice your tailbone. Settle into any tightness. With your next exhale, begin to ease back. And please move just as slowly coming out as you did going in. Once you're back to seated, legs lengthen. Just take that moment, rotate your ankles, move your knees, gentle side to side. Just noticing. Take those moments. Whatever you need to do to lengthen and straighten, you can even start with like windshield wipers, legs side to side, whatever feels good. And then we'll come back to center. The long strip of blanket I'm going to use again, but I'm going to double mine over so that I can use it as a cushion underneath my knees. Because we're going to come into dragonfly next. So ankles come wide. I have little kitties on my socks in case you wanted to know. It was so chilly in here this morning. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get warmed up. And so I was warmed up by the first class. The second class I was really cold. And so I brought socks tonight. So, all right, go ahead and place the blanket if you would like as a cushion underneath those knees. If you don't want to do that, just bring the ankles wide. We'll come into dragonfly. I've been favoring my knee a little bit this week, so I'm trying to be kind to it. So once you're in the wide-legged, with or without the blanket, your call, blanket underneath your hips, whatever works. Take that moment, lift the thighs. I was kind of exaggerating with that, but really do. Lift the flesh of your thighs out. You'll notice your tailbone immediately anchors. You're going to engage your core. We're going to come back into a forward bend. If you'd start with just those palms in front of you, and then take a nice deep breath, no reason to hurry. Just begin to gently ease your body into your forward fold here. And maybe this is as far as you go and you find that first little edge. Your chin is pointed towards your thumbs. Your breath is nice and full. Each breath as if it were an individual. My ankles are just falling open. If you want more, you can point the toes. You can flex them back towards the torso. Whatever feels good to you. And again, once you've found that first edge, breathe into it and then decide, do I need to go further? Or am I really feeling it where I'm at? Maybe I need to just stay right here. Yoga is really not about taking yourself to the fullest, craziest thing that you can do to twist your body into a pretzel. I swear that's really not what it's about. It's really more about compressing and flexing the spine and more about your journey mentally to get to a place than your body physically making a shape. As you breathe into this, notice. Maybe you want to settle a little more, come a little further. I think more than any time in my whole life, I've heard more people say, you do you, I'll do me. It's pretty interesting. This is the whole philosophy behind that. I still believe that caring and sharing has a place in the world. Notice as you breathe into this, if anything arises, if you have anxiety, if you have anger, if you have, oh my gosh, I am releasing and it feels so great. Notice not only physically, but mentally, what is your body bringing? What is it saying? Hey, notice me. Notice and breathe. As you breathe into this, really settling into the tailbone. Maybe your elbows have come to the mat or a blanket. Maybe your arms are extended out. If that's where you need to be, that's absolutely fine. And know that just because you've come to stillness in a pose doesn't mean that you have to stay in stillness. You can find stillness and then say, hey, I would feel better if I tweaked it just a little bit in some way. Please do so. Find comfort. Yin is simple, but not easy, especially when you begin to notice all of the things your body and your brain want you to notice. As you exhale, we'll walk those hands slowly back, coming back very slowly, being aware. Bring those ankles in. Take that moment, move the ankles and the hips, gentle side to side, and then we'll come back to those windshield wipers, hands behind you, just rocking. You can do the wide windshield wipers or the close togethers, whatever feels good. Just take the moment to move you. So after butterfly and dragonfly and shoelaces, we're going to come into a half butterfly, and then we'll change directions. So taking one more nice, deep little movement, exhaling into it. We'll come back to center. Take the left leg out. Again, you can cushion it underneath the blanket, and then your right heel comes in. As comfortable as is possible, trying not to bend that knee any further than it needs to go. You can bring your heel all the way up in your business if you want to, or your heel can be down by your ankle. Whatever feels good to you. And again, you can use a block or a blanket here in front of you to begin to end your descent. Begin and end your descent. Okay, I think that's what I was trying to say. I'm not really sure. So if you can imagine, this would also be a block. It can also be a blanket or a bolster. You just kind of start here. Left leg is out to the side, and it's out far enough that you feel that inner thigh give you a gentle pull. And again, your right foot is coming comfortably somewhere along the inside of that left leg. And then as you come into your half butterfly, just begin to settle into this. Always okay to lift that flesh out from behind that left thigh. Each breath nice and full. And as you settle in, okay to have elbows down or palms down. Find your space. Noticing as you settle here, what happens to that left ankle, the left inside of the thigh. Notice any tightness in your right hip. Breathe into this. Your head can fall forward or be seated on your neck, lifting up, whatever feels good to you. Yin is really more about lower body than it is upper body. That's one of the reasons that so many hip poses available to us in that. Hip openers for days. As you exhale, we're going to ease on back slowly, just as slowly as you went in. We're going to switch sides, but first take that moment and counter pose. Just move your ankles, move your knees. Notice that left leg. Maybe it feels, all Gumby-like, whereas your right leg feels more stiff. I really hope you guys know who Gumby is. All right leg out, left leg in. There's times in class that I really do date myself. All right, take a nice deep inhale here. Blanket or block or bolster coming back in front of you. Right leg out to the side so you feel that gentle pull in the inner thigh, lifting the flesh out from behind. Take a nice deep breath before you engage your core and begin to ease into your half butterfly. And just noticing maybe the difference between the two legs. Notice if your left knee bends more or less. Again, notice your head and neck and allow your head to be heavy. If that's what it needs to do, allow it to be heavy. Notice your mind. Notice all the thoughts spinning around. Bringing your attention once more to breath. Breathing in and knowing each breath is adding life, adding strength, and creating peace. And then that next exhale, begin to come back slowly, coming back from your butterfly. Go ahead and set your blanket aside or your block aside. We'll bring the legs long in front of us once more. Just take that moment, move ankles, move knees. Now I'm unwrapping my blanket so that I can place it back down. We're going to come onto our bellies now. So the blanket for me is going to come underneath my elbows, and I'll meet you there. So however you would like to get onto the mat with your face facing the short side of the mat. We haven't really had a use for the strap, the only one that's not a B. And I don't foresee one. So if you have your strap close by, don't worry about it. Just leave it aside. So with the blanket underneath your chest, you can let your hands just begin to gently come into this fold. We'll take a nice deep inhale here, wiggle into those back legs, noticing your hips and the small of your back. We've met here, so I'm going to give you just another second. So again, with the blanket underneath my arms, I'm going to come into shoelaces here. So that means my left arm will be in front, my right arm will be behind, and then I'm going to work my elbows towards each other. Nice long breath, palms stay flat. And then as you're here, take your head to a neutral place. I have to kind of fight the microphone here, so if you can't hear me, it's because I'm trying. I don't know if that looks weird or not. Anyway, your head is neutral. So think about kind of your chin pointing towards the top of your mat and allowing your neck and shoulders to not be as bound up in this just from that simple recline of your head. Again, your eyes can be closed or just a soft gaze, and breathe into this as deeply as you can. As you exhale, unwrap those arms, bring them back towards each other, and then we'll extend those arms out. Just take a moment, let your armpits press towards the ground. Your head is neutral. So if you want to drop your head here, go ahead. I have to be aware of the microphone, so mine doesn't go as low as it normally would in a class. So just let your head be heavy. Wiggle out any tightness in the hips, the shoulders, noticing. And then we'll come slowly back up, Come back to Sphinx, elbows underneath shoulders. Pausing for a moment here, wiggling into any tightness. Just really being aware of shoulders, neck, head. When you're ready, the right arm comes in front, and then we'll walk those elbows towards each other once more, finding that shoelace once more. Nice full breath. Remember, when things get uncomfortable and you feel like you want to release, breathe into them. Find a little bit more space. With your next exhale, walk those arms back towards each other. Take that moment. If you would like to move your blanket out of the way, we will not need it for a few moments. So just set it out of the way. We'll take a second coming all the way to the mat. Let your arms come out in front of you. Your head is heavy. Go ahead and let it fall. Again, I'm kind of fighting the mic, so I don't really know how to do this and show example. Just bring your forehead towards the mat. And allow each breath to be even more full. With the arms out and the armpits down, go ahead and bend your knees. We'll rock them gently side to side. And then coming back to center, release the legs. Bring your arms out to each side, wrists parallel with shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale here. Settle into those shoulders. Bend your knees. Right arm stays where it's at. We're going to use the left palm to roll us onto the front of that right shoulder. And allow your head to release. Maybe your right ear comes towards your shoulder or even the mat. Your left arm is gently pressing you around. And if you don't go this far, if you end up just like kind of here with one leg off, that's fine. Find your space, whatever that looks like today. You do not have to go to the fullest extension of the pose. As you exhale, we'll roll back onto our bellies. Take a moment, bring both arms back up above your head. Wiggle into your body. Notice the difference between your right armpit and your left. Nice deep inhale here. Noticing and breathing. And then when you're ready, we'll bend those knees, walk the elbows back towards the shoulders, coming into a sphinx with your chin up, neck compressed, nice full breath. As you exhale, we'll release this. Your head can come side to side, knees rocking, hips rocking. You can get a whole little dance party going on your mat. You go right ahead. Nobody sees you, not even me. I always want to hear about the dance party, though. All right, when you're ready, both legs come back down. Take that moment to find your space. Hopefully you're not like me with props in the way. Tops of the feet come down. Left arm comes behind you, just like the right arm did in our last pose. Right hand comes in front of you, and then you roll onto that left hip, bringing those knees into a gentle bend as you come around. Letting your head release, left ear coming towards the shoulder or the mat. And as you press into this, breathe deeply. Know if you need to move your arm, if it needs to go up or down, just to find a little bit more comfort. Do whatever feels good to you. With your next exhale, we're going to roll back onto our bellies. Just take that moment with both arms up above you, lengthening. Take that moment to wiggle into any tightness. Notice your body and breathe into it. If you would, bring those arms back into a bend. We'll place the left hand on top of the right. We're just going to come into crocodile for a moment. This is our counter pose here, just letting our shoulders have a gentle break. Place your forehead on your palms, or on the back of your hands, palms face downward, and breathe into this. As you exhale, we'll begin to slowly come back, pressing into those palms, making sure everything's comfortable, wiggling through. As you exhale, we're going to press up to a cobra and then into tabletop. You can always use a blanket underneath your knees in tabletop. So if you have your blanket stripped close by, just place it underneath the knees. Another counter pose, just taking that moment to settle into tabletop, play with your elbow creases, see if they want to face each other or face out. With an inhale, belly drops. With an exhale, back arches. Just move gently here for a moment, noticing that low back, being aware of tightness in the shoulders and in the hips. And then gently coming back to center. You can use blankets folded in that long strip now, or a bolster. We're going to come into a gentle back bend. So your example for blankets looks like that. And your example for bolster, seated right beside it. Very similar. The blankets are a little shorter in length, if that helps. But if you're a more petite person, I think, Adele, you were in this class, the blankets might actually work better for you. All right. So once we come into this gentle back bend, just take that moment, find your tailbone. Let's bring the pads of the feet together. Take a nice deep inhale here. And as you begin to exhale back, the low back is touching those blankets as you begin to release back. And then your palms are allowed to fall open as you come into your gentle back bend. And just notice how your body feels as you begin to ease into this. Notice each breath. And it's not a super long pose, but I do want you to get the benefit of your heart opening and your breath being nice and full. Allow your head to be cushioned and heavy. And don't let your head hang off the back of the bolster. Your head and neck need to be supported by blankets or bolsters. Bring your attention back to breath as the focus of your meditation. When you are ready to come off here, and you can stay here for Savasana if you would like. When you're ready to come off, your hands come next to your hips and you press into them, bringing your body back up. Or you can roll to your side. If you would, begin to find your comfortable space for Savasana. And I'm going to come closer to the camera. so that maybe I can see you guys if I turn the video screen. Once you begin to find your space, know that any prop you have is fine to use. You can use bolsters, you can use blankets, you can use whatever works for you. Give me just a moment to get settled.
As you allow yourself to begin to breathe more deeply, eyes closed or just a soft gaze, imagine if your breath came from a very long way away and you were pulling it into your lungs. Each breath is light and easy. This isn't more effort. But imagine your breath had to travel to get to you. Some of you have heard me quote Bernie Clark in yin classes. His philosophy is yin is simple but not easy. And I completely agree with that because sometimes in yin, you awaken things you didn't even know were there. Some poses may cause stress or anger. Some may cause this deep release that you never expected. So simple as finding the shape. The tough part is meeting yourself once you get there. Kind of been sticking with the same theme throughout classes today. My quote is a Chinese saying, "Teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself." And if you consider the teacher that was most valuable to you, it can be anyone that helped put you on the path to awareness. It doesn't necessarily have to be that person with the deepest knowledge of scripture, the person that is the most eloquent or charming. It's that person that points you in the direction that you are able to see the path before you. Maybe take a moment and consider all of those influences. All of those people that help turn your head towards the path. And then remember, teaching is a two-way process. When you're learning something new and you honor it by giving your teacher the full attention and care the item deserves, teacher can learn patience, kindness, and subject matter from you. When you feel ready to come back, and there is no rush, you can stay right where you are. Just begin to say to yourself, I am awake and aware. Begin by stretching those arms out, those legs out, maybe doing your windshield wipers, the side to side. When it's right to roll on to one side or the other, please do. And just pause for a moment with breath. On that side, just notice not only what you've absorbed and what feels great, but anything your body is saying. And then as you pause with breath, think of that heartfelt intention that you set at the beginning of class, your sankalpa. And then congratulate yourself on doing a very good job. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.